ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं आदिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. The Brahmananda in the deep sleep state has been proved on the basis of Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava. Now he says, Anyada Shunu. Listen now about the appreciation of Brahmananda in a state other than the deep sleep, means especially during the waking state. How can we appreciate Brahmananda during the waking state? Maybe in the deep sleep state we do experience Brahmananda, whether we know or otherwise, it is always so. But that itself is not going to help us to get freed from this samsara. We should be able to know this during the waking state. That how can we do that? For that, we want to give the means. Actually, all the analysis was meant for that only. To give us the upaya, the means by which we can appreciate and own up this Brahmananda, which is our own real nature during the waking state. Why should we do that? Why should we own up or appreciate Brahmananda during the waking state? What is the reason? Purpose? Where did he say? Tell that. First stanza. In the first stanza itself it is told. So, Brahmananda is being... What happened? Oh, it started walking. All of you walk. It also wanted to walk. So, in the first stanza itself it was told. I am going to tell you, Brahmananda. If you know that, what will happen? Entire samsara sorrow will be destroyed. Therefore, we have to know what the Brahmananda is as verily our nature, so that we to get freed from this samsara. Okay. Now, the means for which, for appreciation of this are being given, but before doing so, he tells us the different states other than the deep sleep state. What are those? Waking and the dream states, along with their nimitta, causes and sthana. What is the exclusive state for, or exclusive sthana? The place for this dream and the waking state, they are being given. Ya anandamaya maya suktau sa vijnanamayatmatam gatva swapnam prabodham va prapnoti sthana bhedatah. Suptau yaha anandamayaha saha vijnanamayatmatam gatva sthana bhedatah swapnam prabodham va prapnoti. Suptau yaha anandamayaha saha vijnanamayatmatam gatva sthana bhedatah swapnam prabodham va prapnoti. Suptau yaha anandamayaha, the one, the jiva, who in the deep sleep state is anandamayaha, means one who is exclusively conditioned by anandamaya, anandamaya kosha. This jiva who is operating with the help of the anandamaya kosha upadhi during the deep sleep state. One who is called as the anandamaya means the one who has got the anandamaya kosha as the upadhi. So anandamayaha, the one who is like this. Saha, the very same jiva, vijnanamayatmatam gatva. Vijnanamayatmatam gatva means being now conditioned by the vijnanamaya kosha. Gatva, prapya, having gained. What is that? Vijnanamayatmata means that Vijnana Shabda, Shabdaabhideya Buddhyupadimatvena, being conditioned by the Buddhi, which is called as the Vijnanamaya Kosha. So means earlier who was in the Anandamaya Kosha, now being conditioned by the Vijnanamaya Kosha. And what is the relation between Anandamaya and Vijnanamaya Kosha? Anandamaya Kosha is the cause, this is the effect, like the example of ghee. Liquefied ghee and the solid ghee was given. In the Anandamaya Kosha, the vrittis are sukshma, they get grossified in the, they become gross, stula in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, with the knowledge of particular things. So that Vijnanamaya Mayatmatam means being conditioned by this Vijnanamaya Kosha as a Buddhyupadhi, Prapya, Gatva Prapya, Sthana Bhedataha, because of its connection to different sthana, the places, which will be told in the next stanza. So they say, for dream, there is a particular place is there. For waking, particular place is there. Means operating field. So, and for sleep, particular place is there. What is there will be told in the next stanza. So, Sthana Bhedataha. Sthana Bhedata means Sthana Vishesha Yogena. Vakshamana Sthana Vishesha Yogena. Tika. So, Vakshamana, that with those which are going to be told, Sthana Vishesha Yogena. Yoga means Sambandha. Because of the yoga, the Sambandha with the particular places that are going to be told with respect to each and every state of consciousness. So Yogena, what does they undergo? They Swapnam va prabodham va prapnoti. Gains means the experiences either swapna or prabodha. The dream or the waking state he undergoes. Who was that guy? Who was asleep in the deep sleep state with the exclusive upadhi of Anandamaya Kosha. Now, with the help of Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha also has to be taken into account there. With the help of these upadhis, in a particular place, which will be told with a connection to the particular place, he experiences the state of waking or the dream depending on the particular type of upadhi. Okay. So what are those avasthas, sthana bhedas? So what are the places which are connected to these different states of consciousness? They are told now. Idanim jagradadhyavasthopayogini yogini darshayati. Means jagradadhyavasthopayogini. That means avasthayaha upayogini. In the sense, जागृत स्वप्न सुषुप्तिषु जीवस्य आश्रयस्थानानि आह. जीवस्य आश्रयस्थानानि. Avastha sthana means the place where the jiva abides. When jagrat swapna sushupti. Waking, dream and deep sleep state. Where exactly this jiva abides. What are those sthanas? Places we are now told. नेत्रे जागरणं कंठे स्वप्न सुप्तिर्हृदम्बुजे आपादमस्तकं देहं व्याप्य जागर्ति चेतनः. नेत्रे जागरणं कंठे स्वप्नः हृदम्बुजे सुप्तिः. हृदम्बुजे सुप्तिः. चेतनः शाश्वत. चेतनः आपादमस्तकं देहं व्याप्य जागर्ति. आपादमस्तकं देहं व्याप्य जागर्ति. Now these are the sthanas of the jiva during waking, dream and deep sleep state. So in the waking, नेत्रे जागरणम जागरणम स्थानम भवति. During the waking, yes. Netre means in the eyes, in the eye actually, right? Actually the right eye this is. So Dakshinakshi. So netre in the right eye. Jagaranam, that is the place of waking, but it should not be taken only the right eye. The eye or eye is the upalakshana for entire physical body, so which will be explained in the second line itself. So what is meant by netra is not just netra, though Dakshinakshi Purusha is told. In the Chandogya it is said that the Purusha abides in the Dakshinakshi, right eye, because the prominent one in the physical body. That's fine. But what is meant by netra here is entire physical body, means the waker can manifest himself provided he and identifies with the entire physical body. Without the help of physical body, he is not able to express or function. So therefore, that is what is said, that is a sthana. So, place of operation for this waker. So, netre jagranam prantika netra shabdasya krishna dehopalakshana paraparatam abhipretya netre jagranam ityamshasya arthamaha. Okay, that is the second line. Okay. So what is meant by netra, we'll see in the second line, that it refers to entire physical body. Okay, that is a place for a place of operation of the waker. Kanthe swapnaha. What is the place of operation of the dreamer? Kantha. Acha? Okay. In the neck, we don't know at all. They say in the kantha, in the particular nadis, that is the place of operation, that is sthana for the taijasa, the one who undergoes yoga, this thing. If anybody wants to do research, you can do. Okay. But it is so. Shruti also says that. It is based on Shruti, okay? That's not somebody's brainwave. It's based on Shruti. So, in the kantha region, in the nadis, particular nadi, that is the place of, that is the taijasa, the one who is the for the sthana for the dream. Hridambuje suktihi. Hridambuje, in the Hridaya ambujam, in the lotus heart. Okay, at least you can also have lotus heart now. Okay. For the Lord or great person, lotus feet, lotus heart. So you also have a lotus heart now. So Hridambuja, the heart itself is like a lotus, because it is like a lotus bud only, like an inverted lotus bud. That is what the physical heart is, like that, and that is a stalk, as it were, like this. Yes, that is what it is. So Hridambuje, in his heart, that is the sthana of Sushupti, is there. Suptihi, Hridambuje Suptihi Bhavati. These are the sthana. Now that Netre Jagaranam, actually, in the present context, he is concerned with that Jagarana's avastha, the sthana only. Because what he has to deal with now is the Jagrata avastha, and to find out a means as to how we can appreciate Brahmanda during the waking state. So he is more concerned about the sthana for Jagrata avastha. Therefore he says that Netre Jagaranam that was told should not be taken simply as the eyes, but it applies to the entire physical body. So he says, Chetanaha. This Chetanaha means Jivaha. Not just Chaitanya as such, Jiva, who is conditioned by these upadis. Therefore this Jivaha, Apadamastakam Deham Vyapya Jagarti. Apadamastakam Deham. The Deha, the body, from where? With the pada and mastaka as the boundaries. Beginning from the foot up to the head. So, apada mastakam, aparyantam, up to the limit. So, up to the limit from that base, from the feet to the head, apada mastakam, deham vyapya, having pervaded the entire physical body, this chetanaha, this jiva, Jagarti. Jagarti means Jagravan Bhavati. He wakes up means he operates as the waker, as the Vishwaha. As the Vishwaha, as the waker, he operates during the waking state with the entire physical body as the field of operation. Means he has to make use of the entire physical body, for which then only he will be able to function as the waker. This is what the sthana for the waker during the waking state. Now, what is exactly meant by that apadamastakam deham vyapya? Having pervaded the entire physical body from the tip of the toe up to the crest of the head, what do you mean by that? That is explained in this next stanza with the help of a drishtanta illustration. देहतादात्म्यमापन्नस्तप्तायः पिण्डवत्ततः अहं मनुष्य इत्येवं निश्चित्यैवावतिष्ठते. यतः यतः तप्तायः पिण्डवत्, यतः तप्तायः पिण्डवत् देहतादात्म्यम् आपन्नः ततः अहं मनुष्यः इति एवं निश्चित्य एव अवतिष्ठते. अहं मनुष्यः इति एवं निश्चित्य एव अवतिष्ठते. Because यतः तप्तायः पिण्डवत्, this is illustration, means in the waking state he is in and through the entire embodiment. Like what? Taptayah pindavat, like a iron ball which is red hot. Now in this iron ball is red hot. Where exactly is the fire? It permeates all over, in and through. There is not even the minutest place where the fire is not, if it is red hot. So in and through it permeates. Fire, that is, fire is permeating in that. Like that, in this physical body, it says, Dehatadaatmyam apana. And the taptaya pinda, that red hot iron ball, is taken by someone, a child, etc., as a fireball. Is it not? Means the entire iron ball is taken as the fireball. That shows, that means that fire is totally identified with the iron ball. So like this, now here, Dehatadaatmyam apannaha. The Jiva, the Atma, Chaitanya Sarupa Atma, having got the total identification with the body. There, the iron ball is forgotten, and what is taken it as the fireball. Likewise here, he takes the entire physical body as I. He may not know the I as Chaitanya, etc., that is fine. But the entire body is taken as the I. Actually it cannot be I because it is idam. It is not aham. This physical body cannot be aham because it is idam. Because why it is idam? This drishyatva, drishya. Because it is something which is known, seen, therefore it is this. This can never be idam. Aham it cannot be. So therefore, whatever that is idam is taken as aham, that is the problem. Therefore, Dehatadaatmyam apannaha. Dehatadaatmyam apannaha. That means one who has got the total identification of the embodiment, like in the case of the red hot iron ball. Therefore, what does it do? Tataha. Thereby, after such identification, so the apannaha means praptaha. Apannaha is prapta. One who has got such total identification. Tataha. Thereby, thereafter, aham manushyaha iti evam nishchitya eva avatishtati. Thereby, he remains concluding like this. What does he conclude? Aham manushyaha. I am a man. I am a human being. Why? Because fortunately or unfortunately, I have got human embodiment. That's why I am a human being. So because identifies with the embodiment, aham manushyaha iti, in this manner, evam, in this manner, nishchitya eva avatishtati. Not just vaguely he takes, I am the man. Nishchitya means samshayadi rahita jnanena. What Vedanta says? How you have to get the Atma Jnana? Samshaya viparya rahita, is it not? At least I am man, we have got samshaya viparya rahita jnana. So samshayadi rahita jnana means this person has no doubts whatsoever to the effect that he is the man, he is a human being. Right? Total identification with the body. Nishchitya means samshayadi rahita jnanena grihitva eva. Means he has no doubts whatsoever to the effect that He is the physical embodiment, nothing other than that, and he remains. On the contrary, if you tell him, look, you are not the physical body, he will ask you, from where are you coming? Oh, from Anaikatya ashram. Understood. All nuts only are there. So I told you, these fellows go to ashrams and when they emerge as what? Totally insane fellows. They talk all something contrary to the world. But see, this fellow says, I am not the body. You call him, hey, come here, please come here. What does he do? Does he respond or not? Yes. Ask him, please be seated. And what does he take as I? Body. And he tells that his body is not I. So, therefore, as far as that means, if you tell him the otherwise, he will say there is something wrong with this person. Nishchitya, having taken for granted, totally, having ascertained, pakka. And that ascertainment, he did not go to any gurukulas, etc. From birth onwards, that pakka, thorough ascertainment is because Anadi Kalata he was taking the body as I, it continues. Not only why, human being, even any animal also, any living creature will take the embodiment as I, Nishchitya. So there is no doubt whatsoever about this to that and guy. So Nishchitya eva avatishtati. Okay. That means the jiva in the waking state operates with the full use of this embodiment, not just full use of this embodiment, but with total identification with the physical embodiment. While operating like this, with the total identification of the gross body, what are the different states does this jiva undergo? The different states. Now we are not talking of the waking, dream and these states. That is okay with respect to the different types of upadhis. Now we have taken the state of jagarana, wherein he is totally identified with the physical body and the physical body is taken as I. With that identification, the waking state, what are the avasthas he undergoes? So these are the three types of avasthas he undergoes with the identification with the body. What are those? उदासीन सुखी दुखी त्यवस्था त्रयमित्यसौ सुख दुखे कर्म कार्ये त्वौदासीन्यं स्वभावतः असौ उदासीनः सुखी दुखी इति अवस्थात्रयम् एति. असौ उदासीनः सुखी दुखी इति अवस्थात्रयम् एति. सुख दुखे कर्म कार्ये औदासीन्यम तु औदासीन्यम becomes त्वौदासीन्यम. औदासीन्यम तु स्वभावतः एड प्राप्तम. औदासीन्यम तु स्वभावतः प्राप्तम. असौ, with this asau, this jiva उदासीनः सुखी दुखी इति अवस्थात्रयम् एति प्राप्नोति. He gains these three states. Number one, udasinah. Udasina means tushnim bhava. Tushni bhava, a state of quietude. So, see, that means is quiet and composed. Udasina bhava. Sukhi, I am sukhi. Udasina means aham udasinah, that way. So, I am quiet. Sukhi, I am happy. Dukhi, I am sorrowful. Iti avasthatrayam iti. Thus, he gives three states. Where are these three states? In the waking. So whatever may be the experiences, they have to be either of these three. In terms of these three, either I am quiet and composed, so, or I am happy, or I am sorrowful. Then what? Now he wants to distinguish the state of sukhitva and dukhitva from udasinatva. The distinction is that because happy, joy, sorrow and happiness is on account of Vishayas. And how do you get the Vishayas? Desirable, undesirable, karma phalas, papa punya. Based on the papa punya, you get the Vishayas, which gives rise to the experience of joy and sorrow. Whereas Udasina Bhava is not on account of Vishaya, it is on account of one's own Swarupa only. As we have seen the Vasana and it is one's own Swarupa, not because of the Vishayas, and therefore it is not as a result of karma phala. Papa punya are on account of karmas. So they give rise to the desired or undesired sense object, and they give the sukha dukkha. Whereas udasinatva is not that way, so therefore he wants to distinguish between these, that means sukha dukkha and udasinatva. See the tika. Tatra sukhitva dukkhitvayoho karmajanyatva jnanaya. So to make us know, to give us that information that sukhitva and dukkhitva, state of being happy and sorrowful, are born of karma. Karma means karma phalas, papa punya, jnanaya. Visheshana bhutayoho sukha dukkhayoho tad hetukatvam darshayati. So, Visheshana bhutayoho sukha dukkhayoho. When he says, I am sukhi, who is the sukhi? Sukha asya, sukham asya stiti, sukhi. So, the dukkham asya stiti, dukhi. So, that's to show that, so that means, what is the cause of that sukha dukkha, because of which he is sukhi dukhi? That its cause is being shown. What are those causes? Say, sukha dukkhe karmakari. Both sukha and dukkha, these are the effect of karma, means karma phalas. They are the effect of karma phalas. So any joy or any sorrow in life is the result of past karma phalas. They may give present the Vishayas, etc. That's why only because one desires something, he may not get it. You should desire in terms of karma phalas, either past or present. Otherwise, it is not just possible to get it. So, sukha dukkhe karmakari. They are the effect of karma, means karma phalas, the papa punya. Two, in contrast to this, audasinyam tu. Audasinyam here is tushni bhavaha. Tushni was told that tushni bhava, state of quietude. So, audasinyam tu swabhavataha praptam. How do you get it? Not because of karma phala, not because of vishayas which are the product of the, which are caused by the papa punya, the karma phalas. No, it is swabhavataha praptam. It is the very nature of oneself. It is the very nature of oneself, because what is the nature of Atma? We want to be peaceful, is it not? Therefore, we want to do something to be peaceful. But actually, our nature itself is nothing but shantaha aham. That we have to do something to be otherwise. To become ashanta we have to do, but we are so much habituated to become ashanta that it appears as though we have to do something to become shanta. Because when the antakarana is operating, shanta or ashanta? Ashanta is there. So that habit is so much deep in us that it appears as though we have to do something to be shanta. See, immediately after waking up, the example is there. From deep sleep state, what do you do to be shanta? You do something. You do meditation. Though it is the ideal time to take to meditation. It is very good. Before undergoing all rituals of your bath, etc., just for a while you can just sit there after waking up. The most ideal time, don't switch on the light. Unless some pressing demand of natural calls, etc. are there. Otherwise, just to be there. How can you sit for meditation without brushing the teeth? That you can do after. Your ritualistic meditation you can do afterwards. Okay. This is the natural one. You can. Why you miss that opportunity? Maybe for a while. Just 2 minutes. That is that. So you are quiet. The tushni bhava is there. Exploit that tushni bhava with the background of all that you have studied in 1.5 year, I think so far, or whatever it may be, whatever that is. It is best done. Okay. Audasinam tu swabhavatah means it is the sukha dukkha are dependent on the vishayas, which are occasioned by the karma phalas. Therefore, they are anitya. You have to depend on the vishayas. Whereas here, it is swabhava, swarupa. That is, it is nitya in the sense, it is the nature, very nature of my swarupa. Therefore, audasinyam tu means it is swabhavataha praptam, means it is something which is natural to Atma, not caused by vishayas. So, unlike the sukha and dukkha. Okay. Now, just in the context, twofold sukha dukkha are described. The sukha and dukkha are of two types depending on their nimitta. So from how they are caused, based on that they are twofold. Now actually from 94 to 98 the further analysis of Vasananda will start. Vasanananda Swarupa Vicharaha. One big caption we have seen. The one big caption is what? How to appreciate Brahmananda during the waking state. Now, in these sub-captions are there. So, in that context, what is the exact nature of Swarupa, the Swarupa of Vasananda? Though we have seen earlier, Vasananda, but still further, so that means that will be taken as a means to appreciate Brahmananda. So, further investigation is carried out in the nature of Vasananda, in the context of which so the Sukha Dukkhas are of two types that is being told, depending on their causes. बाह्य भोगान मनोराजात सुख दुखे द्विधामते सुख दुखांतरालेषु भवेत् तूष्णीम अवस्थितिः बाह्य भोगात मनोराज्यात सुख दुखे द्विधामते सुख दुखांतरालेषु तूष्णीम अवस्थितिः भवेत् तूष्णीम अवस्थितिः भवेत् सुख दुखे द्विधा मते Sukha and Dukkha are mate, are considered as twofold. Joy, happiness and sorrow are considered as twofold. How? What is the cause for that? What is the reason why they are taken to be so? Bahya bhogat manorajya. On account of these two. One Sukha Dukkha is on account caused by Bahya Bhoga. Bahya Bhoga is the indulgence in the external sense objects. That is Sragadi Bahya Vishayanam Bhogat. Bahya Vishayanam Bhogat is Bahya Bhoga. By the Bhoga, the experience, you can't say just enjoy. By Bhoga means what? By enjoyment of external sense object. If you say enjoyment, suffering will not come there. By experience of external sense objects. So, Bahya Bhogat. So, Sragadi Bahya Vishayanam Bhogat. Okay. That is one type of Sukha Dukkha. Other variety is Manorajyat. You know what is Manorajya? What is it? Huh? Yes, building the castles in the air, or it may be dependent on the memory also. It's all meditations, okay? That is what is called as Manasika Bhavanatascha Manorajya. On account of Manasika Bhavana, all the That means the vicharas, all the thoughts, not vichara, not inquiry, all the thoughts that come in the mind. It can be based on memory also. If it is sukha, okay. If it is dukkha, what will happen? Just recall the sorrows. See, Vyasa, in the Mahabharata at one place, he says, a Viveki suffers the sorrow only once. Once means the sorrow on account of a particular incident. Once. But a foolish person suffers the same sorrows thousands of times. You know why? Always remembering the same thing. Means the person is redwelling on that sorrowful incident, which is not correct. When there is a sorrow, either you take to the remedial measures to get away from the sorrow, find out how can I get away from the sorrow. Or if at times there is no occasion to take the remedial steps because already the fellow is overpowered by the calamity, what can be done? Just reconcile, because there is a cause. Without a cause, there is no effect. And thereafterwards, avoid remembering that particular incident. Actually, this was told to Dharmaraja. See, Dharmaraja lost the game of dice. Okay? And with all insults and humiliations, they had to go to the forest. Now they are emerging out of the kingdom. Who? 5 Pandavas and Draupadi. The Dhaumya, Purohit is there, and they are just leaving the palace, ridiculed, etc. Now think of the loss. The emperor, without anything, and he is now going. All the citizens followed him. They followed up to the outskirts of the city, and they were still further following. Dharmaraja stopped. And he said, I am very grateful to you all people because of the love that you have expressed to me, to us all brothers. But he said, this is not the proper thing for you to do, that you follow me. You have to be here in the kingdom, in this place only. Remember, though we are going here in the city, who are there? Kunti is there, my mother is there. Bhishma is there, all they are there, you should console them. Your duty lies here and not with me. He persuaded and he requested them to go back. They did agree, but they could not contain the sorrow of separation. They all burst in tears and started crying. Somehow he pacified and asked them to return, and 5 brothers with Draupadi proceeded further. Still few Brahmanas didn't leave. Of course, afterwards he got in the chariot and went and came to the Ganga bank, where a huge banyan tree was there, and just to rest during the night there. It was already dusk and they reached there. When they left in the chariot, few Brahmanas took courage and they still followed. They followed, and not ordinary Brahmanas, great Brahmanas like Shaunaka, etc. About that Shaunaka and our Upanishadic Shaunaka, I don't know whether same Shaunaka or somebody else don't know. But it's a great Brahmanas, they followed. They followed, and by the time they had there, and only they took water during the night and rested. Meanwhile, these Brahmanas also came. They did their evening rituals, etc. And they entertained Pandavas by stories and narrations whole night. And the next day morning, means the morning rituals and all things is over. So Dharmaraja was about to proceed. Then he requested his Brahmanas. He said, you know my plight. I am not able to feed you because he is the king, and it is the duty of the king to feed the Brahmanas. And I can't ask my brothers also to go to the forest to bring the fruits, etc. to feed you, because you know their conditions of mind. Because the humiliation that was cast at Draupadi, they are in such a state that I am not able to tell them anything whatsoever. So please oblige me by returning. I am very grateful to you because of the affection that you have shown. I also love Brahmanas, but now I am in a helpless state. I can't feed you all. The Brahmana said, look, you need not feed us. We will go to the forest. bring the fruits, etc., and will give you all. When he said this, Dharmaraja, what? Me, the Kshatriya king? Should I take the service of Brahmanas whom I am supposed to? Sir, he could not contain and he said, fie upon that Kauravas, because he had no money now, because he had no wealth to live. Fie upon that Kauravas, because of which I have landed in this such state, and he sank there. At that time, Shaunaka comes and tells him, he tells all these things. The origin of sorrow, how one has to face when one is confronted with the sorrow. Yes, one should necessarily take to the remedial steps. Other way is, besides that, what should be done is, one should not dwell on the sorrow thereafter. If he dwells on the sorrow, what he does is, he is multiplying the sorrow and experiencing the very same sorrow again and again. Of course, he has told many things. So like this, when you remember Sukha, okay, one thing I have. But remember sorrow. Okay. Yes, see, find out under the context what can be done. Yes, do it. That's the end of it. But the mind should not dwell on the sorrow. Otherwise, we are inviting more and more on account of some sorrow that took place in the past. So, Manorajat Sukha Dukhe Dvidhamate. They are considered as twofold. Dvidhamate. Okay. Now, where is the third state, that Udasina Avastha? It is here. Sukha Dukkhantaraleshu. Sukha Dukkhayoho Antaraleshu. Antaraleshu means Madhyakaleshu. Means in between, in the sense, in between means, Madhyakaleshu means in the absence of Sukha and Dukkha. In between means in the absence of Sukha and Dukkha. So, Sukha Dukkha Yoho, of Sukha and Dukkha, Antaraleshu, in between means in the absence of these two, Sukha and Dukkha. Sukha Dukkha Antaraleshu, Tushnim Avasthitihi Bhavet. Tushnim Avasthiti means this what was called as Audasinyam, the state of quietude. Bhavati is there. Now we have got these three states now. Sukhi, Dukhi and Udasinaha. I am so. Okay, what for all these were elaborated? Three states, not six. One state is already over. Other two states, the sthana, the cause, and in the waking state, these three states, what for were they given? Now the purpose is, we have to catch hold of that Udasina Avastha, Audasinyam we have to catch hold of. So there we get Vasanananda. With the help of Vasananda, we can arrive at Brahmananda. That is the purpose of all this elaboration. So, Tika. Yadartham Jagradadipanyastam tad idanim darshayati. Yadartham. For what? Yat prayojanartham. That is what? Yat prayojanaya. For which purpose? What was told? Jagradadi Upanastam. Jagradadi, Adi for dream, not Sushupti. Sushupti already over. Or we can take Sushupti also, because first Sushupti was dealt in detail, then Jagrat in short, and also Sapna in short. So Upanyastam, that was unfolded or described. Tad Idanim, that Prayojanam, that particular usefulness or purpose. Idanim Darsheti, now he shows. What is that? Listen. Nakapi cinta mesyadya sukhamase iti bruvan. Audasine nijananda bhana vaktakhilo janaha. Adya me kapi cinta na asti. Me asti adya. Adya me kapi cinta na asti. Sukham ase iti bruvan akhilaha janaha. Last word. Akhilaha janaha audasine nijananda bhanaha vakti. Anuswara is there? What is there? Bhava. Bhanam is there, no? Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Bhanam. Bhavam. Okay, that's Bhavam, okay. Yes. And which is there? Is it? New addition? No, that's okay. Bhava, Bhanam, okay. I'm talking the Anuswara. That's what it is. Okay, Bhanam. Acha, Bhanam or Bhavam? Nijanda. See, no, Bhava is not correct. Bhanam also. Bhanam only. Okay, because Bhanam is Spurti. Spurti, manifestation. That is what is required there. So, Spurti is required. Swarupa and the Spurti. Bhanam only is the correct one. Bhava, okay, you have to take in the same meaning of that. Bhanam. Dijandabhanam vakti, akhilaha janaha vakti. Adya me kapi chinta nasti. It's a demonstration of one of our experience. Adya, today, me, for me, kapi chinta nasti. There is no concern, there is no anxiety. Yesterday afternoon. No Vedanta class, no Sanskrit class, no Sanskrit class, no Sanskrit class. Hi. Homework was already done. Okay, otherwise some homework is to be done. I have finished my homework. If at all you do. Okay. So homework, if you don't do no botheration at all, there is no concern of homework. Where is the question of anxiety, etc. So those who care for homework is also is over. Yeah, that is what it is. Adya me kapi chinta nasti. Today I have no anxiety, no concern. Means it is like this. See, that is chinta. It can be grihadi vishaya. Domestic work is not there because, or office something is not there. Sunday there is no office. No house, everything is all right. Everything is fine. There is nothing to be done. At ease. That is kapi chinta me nasti. And then what? Therefore, sukham ase. I am sitting quietly means I remain happy, quiet. So I am happy. Iti Bruvan saying so. Akhilaha janaha. All people. Akhila jana shows that it is a universal experience. Not anyone. If at all the person he is like this. For majority the other problem maybe they will never find such occasion. That is different because they are so preoccupied in doing this and that and 1,000 things that they may not get such leisure wherein they can say, oh, at least for this time I am happy, contented, no care and concern. They may not be able to have such experience. But even there may be few occasions in life also to have such state. So it is a matter of universal experience. So this particular, thereby, akhilaha janaha, all people, what do? Audasini, in the waking state, in that particular state of quietude, tushni bhava, audasini, what do they reveal? Nijananda bhanam vakti. Vakti literally means speak. Speak means here reveal, display. They reveal, they display. What do they display during that time? Nijananda bhanam. So Nijananda bhanam means, see, that during the waking state, Nijananda bhanam. Bhanam means, Nijananda means Swarupananda. The Ananda which is one's own Swarupa, it's bhanam. Bhanam means Spurtim. The Spurti. That means its manifestation. Vakti means they display, they reveal. How do you say so? Because that particular Ananda is not because of any Vishayas. It is not caused on account of Vishayas. Example we have seen immediately after waking up from the sleep. So, that is not caused by any Vishayas. It is on account of one's own Swarupa. Therefore, Nija. Nija means Sasya. Sasya Swarupasya Anandasya Bhanam Vakti. So this, that is, they speak of means they reveal, they display the Ananda That is their own real nature. Okay. Now a doubt is raised. When such Nijananda is there, here that Nijananda word will be totally clear in stanza 98. Okay. Till that he is conducting further inquiry about this Nijananda word with respect to Vasananda. We have seen Vasananda. So now he has brought the word Nijananda. But Nijananda word will be very clear in only the 98th stanza, because till then he has used the word Nijananda secondarily. So now Nijananda, actually the word should mean Swaswarupa. Nija means Swaswarupa. Swaswarupananda. And what Swaswarupananda is, what Ananda it is? Brahmananda. So Nijananda should necessarily be Brahmananda. Now, what he has cited as Nijananda, as in the state of Audasinya, in the state of quietude, can it be Brahmananda? Yes or no? Yes? Okay. Come on, tell me, what is Brahmananda? What are the prerequisites for Brahmananda? Dvaita Rahitya must be there. It should be Swayam Prabha. Keep this in mind. 87th stanza, in the context of 87th stanza we have seen. Of course, earlier we have seen, but crystallized in the, summarized in the 87th stanza. Sarva Dvaita Nasha, Dvaita Rahitya and Swayam Prabhatva. These two should be there for Brahmananda. Now, in the Tushni Avastha, in the state of quietude, I am sitting quietly. I remain happy quiet. Is there Dvaita Rahitya and Swayam Prabhatva? Yes or no? No. What is the reason? How do you say no? Dvaita, that means the triputis are there. I am happy. Ahankara is there or not? Yes, that is there. Okay. Therefore, and Swayam Prabha or otherwise it is not Swayam Prabha, because Antakarana is operating. Antakarana Vritti, that I am happy and I am experiencing this state of happiness. Bhogya is there. Bhokta or Anubhavita is there. Anubhavita and Anubhavya, experiencer and experienced, both are there. Maybe the experience is not a particular sense object, it is not a Vishya. That's fine. Therefore, what he has called here as Nijananda cannot be taken as Brahmananda, Swaswarupananda. And what Ananda it will be? Vasananda. There is already given definition. Whenever a person is at ease, happy, without a particular Vishya, that is the state of Vasananda. The general rule, stanza 85. The general rule, Vyapti, for Vasananda was given in the stanza 85. Nirvishaya, it should be Nirvishaya, means Vishaya Anubhava Rahita Ananda. In the waking state, of course. So that is what is called as the Vasananda. This Vasananda. Then the question is, see, in the 87th stanza, while seeing, where did we club this Nijananda? Anandas were told to be how many? Brahmananda, Vasananda and Pratibimba means Vishananda. That was the final division. Okay. In that, the Vidyananda was clubbed along with the Vishananda. Vasananda exclusively separate. And Nijananda was clubbed along with Brahmananda. But here what do you find? It is Vasananda. Either that should be wrong or this should be wrong, is it not? Either you can't club Nijananda with Brahmananda, and then what you should do? You should bring the Nijananda along with the Vasananda, like the Vidyananda was brought along with the Vishananda. Like that you have to do. Or we have to say that Nijananda is not Vasanananda. If Nijananda is Brahmananda, then Nijananda is not Vasananda, you have to tell. But we are told only Nijananda Bhana, but from the context, it is very clear that it is Vasananda. So that this has to be analyzed now. Let us see how it is. So says, of course, he is analyzing and pointing out, yes, To begin with, what you are told is true. That Nijanda is taken as Vasananda because Ahankara is there. But when by Nididhyasana that Ahankara is eliminated, Nijanda is nothing but Brahmananda only. That is what is to be done. Therefore, here the Nijanda is given, not the Mukhya Ananda, not Mukhya Brahmananda. Secondarily it is Nijanda because still it is, actually it is Vasananda only. Still what are there? That is Ahankara is there, and now we have to get rid of this Ahankara. So now listen, that take the tika. Nanu, okay, what I have seen itself is told there. Nanu औदासीन्ये अवभासमानस्य निजानन्दत्वे तस्य ब्रह्मानन्दत्वात् पूर्वोक्ता वासनानन्दता न स्यात् इति आशंक्य अहंकार सामान्यावृतत्वात् न ब्रह्मानन्दता इति परिहरति. Your doubt is like this. औदासीन्ये अवभासमानस्य निजानन्दत्वे सति. Whatever that Nijananda, yes, whatever that is avabhasamanasya, whatever that is revealed means experience in the Audasinya state, a state of quietude, Nijanandatve sati, that being Nijananda. So whatever that is experienced during the state of Tushni Bhava or quietude or Audasinya is Nijananda, being Nijananda, and Tasya Brahmanandatvat. Tasya means Nijanandasya Brahmanandatvat. That Nijananda being Brahmananda. Earlier divisions we have seen. Also word Nijananda, what does it mean? Nija. Swarupa. Ananda means Brahmananda. Nijananda being Brahmananda. This Nijananda Purvokta Vasanandata. So it has got the status of being the Vasananda that was told earlier. And no syat, okay, not that. Purvokta Vasananandata na syat. It cannot get the status of being the earlier Vasananda, because in Vasananda we have already seen what is there? Ahankara is there. The general Ahankara, I am happy, Standa 85. I am go nirvishaya. I am happy, this Ahankara is there, and therefore Nijananda, which is the Brahmananda, cannot be Vasananda. Iti ashankya. This is the doubt. But from our investigation, what do we find? In the Nijananda quoted here in 95, there is verily Ahankara is there. Ahankara is there or not? Ahankara is there. And Ahankara is there means it should necessarily be Vasananda and not Brahmananda. So therefore he says, look, to begin with, whatever that is told in as Nijananda in the 95 is of course Vasananda and not Brahmananda. But it is actually, in essence, it is Brahmananda, will be pointed out in 98 stanza. Ashankya, Ahankara Samanyavrutatva. Because of the covering of the Samanya Ahankara. What is Samanya Ahankara? Is there a Vishesha Ahankara? I am, simply I am, referring to the embodiment, not as I am Mr. So-and-so, I am Brahmachari, I am Brahmacharini, or something like that. No. Aham Devadattaha, I am Mr. So-and-so. No. There is a Vishesha Ahankara there. Simply what? See, that is I am there. I am there. So, that is what is called as the Samanya Ahankara. So, because the Samanya Ahankara means I am happy, that is there. So that being there, that means because Ahankara is there, that is, it is not Brahmananda, no Brahmanandata. So it has no status of being the Brahmananda, but it is only Vasananda only to begin with. That is now pointed out. That Nijananda that is referred in early stanza is Vasananda only, means secondarily it is called as Swaswarupanda Nijananda. But once you get rid of Ahankara, it is nothing but Brahmananda. Om पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते।